And now let's see how we can open a kind of file. In Navisworks software, actually, you can go to the file and open. You're able to open a file directly from your system, or you can use BIM 360, or you can use web server to open your file that you want. Or for example, if you click on sample, you will just have access to the samples of Navisworks. At first, let me click on open, and you can see the path. We'll go to the path that the file is existing. For example, NWC that has been produced before, we can just click on NWC format, and we will select the NWC format that we have created before. Please try to open the file at the first architectural or structural file. I prefer to click on structural file in here. Let me click on open. You have to be careful that the first file will be opened. So like this, actually, the file will be opened into here, actually. And after opening the file, the rest of the files actually will be added to this. If, again, I will go to here, for example, I click the architectural file and open it, the last file actually will be closed. I mean, always in Navisworks, one file could be open. Yes, that before I told you that the sheet browser can cause that we can open some files simultaneously. We'll talk about it in the future. But in Navisworks, actually, you can just open one file. That if you open another file, the last file will be closed. If I want to add the other files to that, actually, we'll go into append and we'll use it in here, as you can see. We'll click on append. And actually the files that we need to add them to it, as an example, for example, the selection tree window, we can pin it. So it is just a structural file. Let me click on append, and a structural file, electrical, HVAC, and plumbing, all of them. By pressing Control, we can just click on them. Or for example, we can just click on the first one, and by pressing Shift, we can just click on other. Let me suggest you in the main software that the modeling is being done, for example, Tekla, Revit, ArchiCAD, or for example, or any other, for example, softwares, all of the disciplines actually will be started by a common point that in future, if we want to just import them and put them on each other in Navisworks, if we want to find any kind of problems with the first point, they are the same. Yes. Let me click on them, and let me click on open. So all of these disciplines actually will be added into here: plumbing, HVAC, electrical, architecture, and for example structure. When we just open a file and we append some files into that, there's no difference. Just it is enough that one file is opened above here into Navisworks. You will see untitled in here. I mean, for example, it means that it doesn't have any kind of names. So, and it means that, for example, the file hasn't been saved. To actually save this file, actually, we can go to File, Save As, and we'll just so the format NWF will be created. As an example, let me just name it Introduction Navisworks dash version 2, or any kind of name that you like. You can just set it and click on it, and as you can see, the name has got changed. If you want to open a new file in a vacant space, it's enough to go to Access Toolbar in here and click on New. You will see a new file into here, and again I can click on Open, and for example open files or append them. I can return to Home actually into here, and the file that we want, actually we can open it, exactly the file that we created in here.